The world has been feeling loud lately. Chaotic, fast, and angry. It's easy to feel like your peace is something you're supposed to give up in exchange for being informed, being engaged, being aware when there's so much going on that seems worth paying attention to. That said, I don't think that maintaining calm is a form of ignorance. Instead, I think choosing to be calm is a form of agency. It's the ability to decide what gets your attention, your energy, your care, and what doesn't. I've had to learn and consistently relearn where that line is for me. Staying informed is good, but drowning in headlines? That's not awareness. That's just anxiety disguised as responsibility. As I'm reading or watching news to understand what's going on in the world, I try to ask myself, am I doing this to understand something or just to feel something? Thoughtless doom scrolling tricks your brain into thinking you're doing something, as if that means you're being productive or engaged, but most of the time, it just leaves you feeling worse. If the goal is to be informed and feel empowered, then the better question might be, what am I actually going to do with this information? For me, if the answer is nothing, then maybe I don't need to be taking it in right now. But when something I come across genuinely moves me, I try to do one thing about it. Donate, sign a petition, or even just comment or share an article. Even the smallest action helps turn that helpless, frantic energy of feeling powerless into positive motion. It's not about feeling like those things alone can fix the world. It's just about reminding myself that I'm not totally powerless. That's because I think a lot of the perceived chaos we feel comes down to agency. That sense that we're just passengers in a runaway car. But that doesn't mean that we have to absorb everything and act on everything. We're allowed to take a breath and say, this is what I can do, this is what I can't do, and that's enough for today. Before even having to reach that point, I try to curate what I let into my mind. Not to live in a bubble, but because my mental environment matters, just like my physical one. I try to follow people who inform, not just inflame. And I've turned off most of my notifications on my apps. I try to read longer, slower news. Adding in this bit of separation reminds me that not everything's breaking. I don't need to live like I'm constantly bracing for something. I also try to notice when I'm replacing one kind of overload with another. Sometimes I'll say that I'm unplugging, but then I'll just binge a show or scroll social media. And that's not rest. That's another form of numbing. And the world certainly doesn't need more of that. What does help is taking a break from consuming and focusing instead on creating. Writing, recording, editing a video. Again, it's about reminding yourself that you are someone with agency to do things. Or just go for a walk. Like this. Move slowly, breathe, notice. Take the power to go at your own pace. Choosing stillness for some time isn't choosing to be absent of thought. It's what lets your thoughts come back online. That's why when I feel really tangled up, when the world feels like too much, I just go outside. Being in nature always puts things in perspective. The more time I get to spend in places like this, the more that I feel okay. There's something about standing amongst mountains, things that have existed for millions of years, that calms me. Things don't seem to be changing much. They just exist. And let me simply exist too. That permission to just be is something I wish more of the world offered. The more I walk, the more I remember. Most of the noise isn't mine to carry. And if I can slow down, even just a little, the world doesn't feel so chaotic anymore. It's not that everything's okay. It's just that I remember I am. And from that place, I can actually do something useful. So if the world's been feeling like too much lately, maybe ask yourself, what am I feeding my mind? Am I acting or just reacting? Is this helping me feel grounded or just keeping me in motion? You get to choose what you carry, and you get to choose how you move through it. That's not selfish. That's sustainable. I'm curious, what helps you feel calm in a chaotic world? Drop it in the comments. Someone else might really need it. That's all for today. Thanks for walking with me.